Good morning, sweet friends. There you go, girls. Out getting your walk on this morning. This makes me happy. We're on day 2 of our movement challenge for those of you that are participating. And today was day 2. Level 3 was a 45-minute walk, and it sounds like a lot of people did level 3 this morning, so that makes me really happy. I got mine done about 6 o'clock this morning. I headed out 6:15. It felt good to have it done. So because today we're headed south to North Greenville to view another college. Yay for colleges! To be reminded of the bills that are going to be pouring in. Thanks, Meredith. I'm actually freezing right now. I was hot earlier. Now I'm freezing. Different kind of hot, though. It's freezing in here. So I'm drinking a nice hot coffee to warm myself. All right, June 24th, the coming Assyrian invasion. Isaiah 8, 1 through 10. Then the Lord said to me, make a large signboard and clearly write this name on it, Maher Shalal Hashbaz. I asked Uriah the priest and Zechariah son of Jeberechiah, both known as honest men, to witness my doing this. Then I slept with my wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. And the Lord said, call him Maher Shalal Hashbaz. For before this child is old enough to say Papa or Mama, the king of Assyria will carry away both the abundance of Damascus and the riches of Samaria. Then the Lord spoke to me again and said, my care for the people of Judah is like the gently flowing waters of Shiloah, but they have rejected it. They are rejoicing over what will happen to King Rezin and King Pekah. Therefore, the Lord will overwhelm them with a mighty flood from the Euphrates River, the king of Assyria in all of his glory. This flood will overflow all its channels and sweep into Judah until it is chin deep. It will spread its wings, submerging your land from one end to the other, O Emmanuel. Huddle together, you nations, and be terrified. Listen, all you distant lands, prepare for battle, but you will be crushed. Yes, prepare for battle, but you will be crushed. Call your councils of war, but they will be worthless. Develop your strategies, but they will not succeed, for God is with us. A call to trust the Lord. Isaiah 8, 11 through 22. The Lord has given me a strong warning not to think like everyone else does. He said, don't call everything a conspiracy like they do, and don't live in dread of what frightens them. Make the Lord of heaven's armies holy in your life. He is the one you should fear. He is the one you should that should make you tremble. He will keep you safe. But to Israel and Judah, he will be a stone that makes people stumble, a rock that makes them fall. And for the people of Jerusalem, he will be a trap and a snare. Many will stumble and fall, never to rise again. They will be snared and captured. Preserve the teaching of God. Entrust his instructions to those who follow me. I will wait for the Lord, who has turned away from the descendants of Jacob. I will put my hope in him. And the children of the Lord, and I and the children of the Lord. Oh my gosh, I can't read that sentence. I and the children the Lord has given me serve as signs and warnings to Israel from the Lord of heaven's armies, who dwells in the temple on Mount Zion. Someone may say to you, let's ask mediums and those who consult the spirits of the dead. With their whisperings and mutterings, they will tell us what to do. But should people ask God for guidance? Should the living seek guidance from the dead? Look to God's instructions and teachings. People who contradict his word are completely in the dark. They will go from one place to another, weary and hungry. And because they are hungry, they will rage and curse their king and their God. They will look up to heaven and down at earth. But wherever they look, there will be trouble and anguish and dark despair. They will be thrown into outer darkness. Hope in the Messiah. Isaiah 9, 1 through 7. Nevertheless, that time of darkness and despair will not go on forever. The land of Zebulun and Naphtali will be humbled, but there will be a time in the future when Galilee of the Gentiles, which lies along the road that runs between the Jordan and the sea, will be filled with glory. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. For those who live in the land of deep darkness, a light will shine. You will enlarge the nation of Israel, and its people will rejoice. They will rejoice before you as people rejoice at the harvest, and like warriors dividing the plunder. For you will break the yoke of their slavery and lift the heavy burden from their shoulders. You will break the oppressor's rod, just as you did when you destroyed the army of Midian. The boots of the warrior and the uniforms, blood-stained by war, will all be burned. They will be fuel for the fire. For a child is born to us, a son is given to us. The government will rest on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. His government and its peace will never end. He will rule with fairness and justice from the throne of his ancestor David for all eternity. The passionate commitment of the Lord of Heaven's armies will make this happen. The Lord's anger against Israel, Isaiah 9:8 through 10:4. And the Lord has spoken out against Jacob. His judgment has fallen upon Israel, and the people of Israel and Samaria, who spoke with such pride and arrogance, will soon know it. They said, "We will replace the broken bricks of our ruins with finished stones and replant the felled sycamore trees with cedars." But the Lord will bring Rezin's enemies against Israel and stir up all their foes. The Syrians from the east and the Philistines from the west will bear their fangs and devour Israel. But even the Lord's anger will not be satisfied. His fist is still poised to strike. For after all this punishment, the people will still not repent. They will seek the Lord of Heaven's armies. Therefore, in a single day, the Lord will destroy both the head and the tail, the noble palm branch and the lowly reed. The leaders of Israel are the head, and the lying prophets are the tail. For the leaders of the people have misled them, and they have led them down a path of destruction. That is why the Lord takes no pleasure in the young men, and show no mercy even to the widows and orphans. For they are all wicked hypocrites, and they speak foolishness. But even then the Lord's anger will not be satisfied. His fist is still poised to strike. This wickedness is like a brush fire. It burns not only briars and thorns, but also sets the forest ablaze. Its burning sends up clouds of smoke. The land will be blackened by the fury of the Lord of Heaven's armies. The people will be fueled for the fire, and no one will spare even his own brother. They will attack their neighbor on the right, but will still be hungry. They will devour their neighbor on the left, but will not be satisfied. In the end, they will even eat their own children. Manasseh will feed on Ephraim, and Ephraim will feed on Manasseh. Both will devour Judah, but even then the Lord's anger will not be satisfied. His fist is still poised to strike. What sorrow awaits the unjust judges and those who issue unfair laws? They deprive the poor of justice. They deny the rights of the needy among my people. They prey on widows and take advantage of orphans. What will you do when I punish you? When I send disaster upon you from a distant land, to whom will you turn for help? Where will your treasures be safe? You will stumble along as prisoners or lie among the dead. But even the Lord's anger will not be satisfied. His fist is still poised to strike. Judgment against Assyria, Isaiah 10:5 through 19. What sorrow awaits Assyria, the rod of my anger? I use it as a club to express my anger. I am sending Assyria against a godless nation, against a people with whom I am angry. Assyria will plunder them, trampling them like dirt beneath its feet. But the king of Assyria will not understand that he is my tool. His mind does not work that way. His plan is simply to destroy, to cut down nation after nation. He will say, each of my princes will soon be king. We destroyed Calno just as we did Carchemish. Hamath fell before us as Arpad did, and we destroyed Samaria just as we did Damascus. We have finished. Stop licking my feet. Stop. Sorry. And we destroyed Samaria just as we did Damascus. Yes, we have finished off many a kingdom, whose gods were greater than those in Jerusalem and Samaria. So we will defeat Jerusalem and her gods, just as we destroyed Samaria with hers. After the Lord has used the king of Assyria to accomplish his purposes on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, he will turn against the king of Assyria to punish him, for he is proud and arrogant. He boasts, by my own powerful arm I have done this. With my own shrewd wisdom I planned it. I have broken down the defenses of nations and carried off the treasures. I have knocked down their kings like a bull. I have robbed their nests of riches and gathered up kingdoms as a farmer gathers eggs. No one can even flap a wing against me or utter a peep of protest. But can the axe boast greater power than the person who uses it? Is the saw greater than the person who saws? Can a rod strike unless a land moves it? Can a wooden cane walk by itself? Therefore, the Lord of heaven's armies, will send a plague among Assyria's proud troops. A flaming fire will consume its glory. The Lord, the light of Israel, will be a fire. The Holy One will be a flame. He will devour the thorns and briars with fire, burning up the enemy in a single night. The Lord will consume Assyria's glory. Like a fire consumes a forest and a fruitful land, it will waste away like the sick people in a plague. Of all that glorious forest, only a few trees will survive, so few that a child could count them. Stop licking my feet. If you could see this dog right now. Go. Oh. Hope for the Lord's people, Isaiah 10:20 through 34. In that day, the remnant left in Israel, the survivors in the house of Jacob, will no longer depend on allies who seek to destroy them, but they will faithfully trust the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. A remnant will return. Yes, the remnant of Jacob will return to the mighty God. But though the people of Israel are as numerous as the sand of the seashore, only a remnant of them will return. The Lord has rightly decided to destroy his people. Yes, the Lord of heaven's army, has already decided to destroy the entire land. So this is what the Lord of heaven's army says. O my people in Zion, do not be afraid of the Assyrians when they oppress you with the rod and club, as the Egyptians did long ago. In a little while, my anger against you will end, and then my anger will rise up to destroy them. The Lord of heaven's armies will lash them with his whip, as he did when Gideon triumphed over the Midianites at the rock of Oreb, or when the Lord's staff was raised to drown the Egyptian army in the sea. In that day, the Lord will end the bondage of his people. He will break the yoke of slavery and lift it from their shoulders. Look, the Assyrians are now at Aiath. They are passing through Migron and are storing their equipment at Michmash. They are crossing the pass and are camping at Geba. Fear strikes the town of Ramah. All the people of Gibeah, the hometown of Saul, are running for their lives. Sebastian. Scream in terror, you people of Golan. Shout out a warning to Laishah. O poor Anathoth. There go the people of Madmenah, all fleeing. The citizens of Gebam are trying to hide. The enemy stops at Nob for the rest of that day. He shakes his fist at beautiful Mount Zion, the mountain of Jerusalem. But look, the Lord of heaven's armies, will chop down the mighty tree of Assyria with great power. He will cut down the proud. That lofty tree will be brought down. He will cut down the forest trees with an axe. Lebanon will fall to the mighty one. A branch from David's line, Isaiah 11:1 through 16. Bassie. Out of the stump of David's family will grow a shoot. Yes, a new branch bearing fruit from the old root. And the Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. He will delight in obeying the Lord. He will not judge by appearance, nor make a decision based on hearsay. He will give justice to the poor and make fair decisions for the exploited. The earth will shake at the force of his word, and one breath from his mouth will destroy the wicked. He will wear righteousness like a belt and truth like an undergarment. In that day, the wolf and the lamb will live together. The leopard will lie down with the baby goat. The calf and the yearling will be safe with the lion, and a little child will lead them all. The cow will graze near the bear. The cub and the calf will lie down together. The lion will eat hay with a cow. The baby will play safely near a hole of a cobra. Yes, a little child will put his hand in a nest of deadly snakes without harm. Nothing will hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain, For as the waters fill the sea, so the earth will be filled with people who know the Lord. In that day, the heir to David's throne will be a banner of salvation to all the world. The nations will rally to him, and the land where he lives will be a glorious place. In that day, the Lord will reach out his hand a second time to bring back the remnant of his people, those who remain in Assyria and northern Egypt, in southern Egypt, Ethiopia, and Elam, in Babylonia, Hamath, and all the distant coastlands. He will raise a flag among the nations and assemble the exiles of Israel. He will gather the scattered people of Judah from the ends of the earth. Then, at last, the jealousy between Israel and Judah will end. They will not be rivals anymore. They will join forces to swoop down on Philistia to the west. Together they will attack and plunder the nations to the east. They will occupy the lands of Edom and Moab, and Ammon will obey them. The Lord will make a dry path through the gulf of the Red Sea. He will wave his hand over the Euphrates River, sending a mighty wind to divide it into 7 streams, so it can easily be crossed on foot. He will make a highway for the remnant of his people, the remnant coming from Assyria, just as he did for Israel long ago, when they returned from Egypt. Okay. All right. We haven't been in this for like a week now. It's been a while. What page was I on? Okay, right here. We were starting week 3, called The Power of Truth, Prophecy of the Promise. Oh my goodness gracious, dog. You and your toys. This is page 73. We will learn the importance of 3 ingredients needed in our vessel as we walk in obedience to God: trust, hope, and patience. These are the 3 key and necessary ingredients the Father will place in our vessels as we walk in obedience to his plan. These valuable ingredients will help us endure on our journey to the fulfillment of the promise of God's purpose for us. Proverbs 3:5-6. Lean on, trust in, and be confident in the Lord with all your heart and mind, and do not rely on your own insight or understanding. In all your ways, know, recognize, and acknowledge him, and he will direct and make straight and plain your paths. Actually, I think I'm going to stop there. It's a full page, and rather than, I'll just do that one page, the opener. It works. All right. Meredith. Oh, for sure, Ronnie. We'll be praying for you. Surgery's no fun. You'll do fine. You'll do great. We'll pray for you for sure. Why do you got out and got your walking done? Look at you. So proud of you all. It was hot this morning. I mean, the humidity. I've experienced humidity before. I mean, it's been humid in Maine. I have never experienced humidity like this. It's like resistance training, trying to walk against the humidity. It's just, the water is just pouring off the windows and off the driveway or garage door and the mailbox. Everything is just dripping humidity. It's great. It's thick. Do you know how long a minute is in jumping jacks? Crazy. I do. It's too long. I have to do modified jumping jacks, like the one leg at a time, because I cannot do a full jumping jack because I don't just like, oh, I think I peed a little. It's like, oh, I just completely peed my pants. Oh, I did it again. Oh, I did it again. I cannot do that. I cannot do jumping jacks at all. It is not good. Yeah, plank time is not a lot different. Planks are tough. I'm glad you're all enjoying the movement this week, though. I'm glad I picked the hottest week of the year to do a movement challenge. I have such a gift at choosing weeks, like the time we did Halloween cooking class and we made 4 different candy bars, and then 2 days later, I started a fuel cycle with the group. I have got impeccable timing. I like wall sits. I kinda like those. They feel good on my back. All right, girls, let's go ahead and end in prayer. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for our time together. We're grateful for the opportunity to gather together in your name and read your word and draw closer to you. And the readings the last couple of days talking about Israel and um, just so, I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but God, I just keep teaching us and help us to learn and grow and prepare our hearts for the return of your son. And I think we all wonder if the time is very near. And I just pray for the hearts of those of our families that might not be saved here, the families of um, all of these girls that I just lift people up to you right now as the world goes through such a major shift and change. And I know that fear is in so many hearts. And I just ask um, for you to teach us and help us to understand the times and the signs of what we see around us so that we can speak to your love to those that we encounter. God, we lift up Ronnie to you today as she prepares for surgery. I ask for strength and for wisdom for the doctors and peace for Ronnie as she goes through that and a quick and complete recovery soon after. God, help us to make choices today that honor you, that speak life into our bodies, that strengthen and grow and nourish our bodies, and treat our temple the way that you would want us. In your precious name, amen. All right. Jackie. I started taking my magnesium at night with my progesterone. Man, I thought I was sleeping good on progesterone. That magnesium combined with progesterone is happy. It's just happy. It's wonderful sleep. Magnesium and progesterone, it's like a wonder combo. I love it. All right, girls. Well, thanks for joining me. What time is it? I'm leaving here in less than an hour. I think I have time to go live for just a few minutes to prepare my lunch, which is going to be similar to what I did live last week. I did kind of a parfait of lemon cheesecake quinoa. This week, I'm going to do a strawberry cheesecake parfait, a little bit different than what I did before. So I hope you'll join me. And I just ask you to be fully prepared for the utter abomination that is my kitchen. All right, give me a few minutes.